So like before, like in EU and AO, like we've seen the Anj Highlander stuff, and a lot of people, of course, don't like the Q tire thing, but I think people kind of forgot that, um, Vert was the spotlight of Bermuda for a long time, and forgot that also like Anj and sometimes like Lupina and Reindeer, especially Reindeer, were topping not as much, but they were topping even if Prisms were meta. You know, like the best deck or whatever. And then the moment when Prism got removed, the second best deck or the second most popular deck was Anj or Reindeer. So we have this one Reindeer top, which Reindeer is still strong. It does require a little bit more high roll than like something consistently like Angelander, but it was still always a deck. And I think people like the Q tire thing. I can understand. Q tire's been a consistent problem in V and can be and is kind of a problem in premium. My only issue is with premium. A lot of players that play the deck are actually pretty fast while using Q tire, especially BRO. When a lot of players are able to go through the deck quickly and know what cards are there, that's fine. But when we had issues like in BRO for V, where people were taking a while to just go through their deck, that's where the problem comes in. As well as like being able to search your deck for any one of for essentially like no cost whatsoever, and you're able to just abuse it again and again. I can see why it causes problems and why it's an issue in both formats. So what Bushiroad could do is just make it hard once a turn, and then you only have one shot at getting it, which forces the Bermuda players to make either a pure Highlander variant or play Reindeer. You're only stuck to playing those two. You can't like really cheat out stuff like Angelander and Prism Highlander. It's possible that it can still work, but even if you do it or make the deck, you're not able to like reset it that same turn. This is why they put a hard once per turn on Lizelot and Aqua. Even if you don't use Aqua, you can't use it for the rest of the turn. That's just how the card was worded, and Aqua is mandatory. So they can do that as well. But I feel like even if they do that, right, we're still gonna have decks like Anj, Reindeer, and like Lupina could even rise up. Whatever old decks in the past could still rise up and do well in the meta. And then we have people are talking about, well, their generics are really good, so we start hitting the generics. I mean, yeah, you can hit Lizelot, but we'll just play something else, right? Like, not every deck's aggression comes from Lizelot. It's a factor, but it's not every deck that needs Lizelot. Hell, like, I can play Anjwal Lizelot, and I can probably still do just as fine. We'll just play Seria, Aqua, whatever good generic card we have. And then at that point, you're just starting to hit every single card that's just generically good until the clan has basically nothing. But we still have decks like Night Rose that has been around forever. Ever since it came out. And Navigator is still not hit. And we have other decks like Valkyrion that does the same thing over and over. It's good, but it's a high roll option. And then when a deck like Anj is mostly kind of consistent, like Prism, sort of, but not as consistent, everyone wants everything to be hit in the clan, or just to nuke it to the ground, which doesn't seem fair, or it just doesn't make any sense to me. When, yes, Q tire is the issue. I will say that Q tire is the issue, but but if you hit that one deck, Bermuda has another deck, and then you're just gonna complain about that deck, and they will hit it. They already killed one deck. They already killed Rosa, and Prisms is basically dead. I don't think Bushra wants to hit. They don't want to destroy any more decks. Like, Prisms made sense as to why like it got hit, because it was like one of the most consistent decks in V. And Rosa and Q-Tire and other cards did enable that for it to be just this well-built machine that hardly had any counters other than like Hamiel one-shot. Even then, Prisms was able to guard out with Ellie and stuff. Ange Lander Premium going second with 18 hand. Need first stride. That's the issue. Lizo's Prism was strong, but they didn't go insane with Q-Tire. It was added to the Ange 2 and Highlander. Lizo's isn't the sole factor in these decks. You need more soul charge. But yeah, I agree with you, bros. Lizo's is not the sole factor. Like, Bermuda doesn't have that much early game, but we have gotten better cards. Like Sedia, Luzeros, and Aqua. Like, you can play a deck with Aqua Sedia and still have a good early game. It might not be the best with Lizelot, but it's still there. So, like, yeah, you can remove Lizelot. Whatever. But we're just going to find other cards that mesh well with the current bosses that we do have. So it just seems like Q-Tire, yeah, Q-Tire's the issue. Just errata it to be hard one to turn. If it stops it in board formats, you can still use it, but it restricts your deck building. And if you whiff, and you don't get the plus, and you don't use it anymore for that turn until next turn. Until they print something in D that's like Q-Tire but balanced. I don't know. But that's all I have to say about that.